All right, we're going to start off with a very simple bar chart, just with one variable, right? So let's take it to R. Let's just clean the environment. Let's clear everything that was loaded before. We start with a clean slate. This is the command to use it. We've introduced it before. Then again, we load our students data set. We first set the working directory, then we load the Excel file, and we load the tidyverse suite of packages. The Ggplot package, which we're going to use to produce graphics, is part of the tidyverse. So no need to install or load anything else here. The tidyverse should be fine. So we're going to start off with one variable. Remember, our data set has students in different faculties at the university, and we want to actually visualize how many students go to each faculty, right? So we want to produce a simple bar chart based on the faculty variable. Let's look at it quickly. We use the table function here and the column faculty in the data frame students, which we just loaded, right? Don't forget the $sign here to refer to a column within the data frame. And then we see down here in the console, we have, okay, 339 students in the business faculty, 225 in the economics faculty, and so forth. And this is what we want to visualize. So how do we do that? We are going to use the Ggplot package. And the basic grammar of Ggplot is that you first create the basic structure of the graph by determining, okay, what data frame are you using for the graph, and then you define an x, and a y variable, and then you tell Ggplot what to actually put in there, right? So it always starts with this function here, Ggplot, and then the name of the data frame that you want to be using, in our case, students, comma, and then AES, which stands for aesthetics, right? And it gives you, and it basically determines what you want to visualize, right? How many axes and what the overall outline of the graph will look like. So in our case, we only have one variable on the x-axis, right? On the horizontal axis, which is faculty, and we want bars for every faculty. So we're going to determine x equals faculty, our variable within the student's data frame. So if we run that, our outputs creates the plot here on the right hand side, and it looks like a good start, right? It's empty yet because we haven't told R what we actually want to put in the graph, but we have defined the overall plot area, and we have defined the x-axis here with our faculty variable. So far so good. Now let's add bars. So we run the same command, and then what is different here than what we've done before with the piping operator, where we did first do this and then do that and then do that. We've used that a lot in data cleaning, and we've always used this pipe operator, right, which looks like this. So in the Ggplot environment, we do not use these piping operators. We use plus signs, right? Imagine you create the overall outline of the graph with Ggplot, and then you add things on top of it, right? The Ggplot is very much a layered type of thinking in terms of graphics, right? So we're gonna first create this basic area, and then with the plus sign, we add a geom, which the geom is the actual graphic that you're gonna put on this area, which is, in this case, a geom bar, right? If we just do that, we'll see R automatically knows that we want to visualize the count number, so the number of rows here, the frequencies, the number of students in each faculty, right? This is the default of the geom bar in Ggplot when you use bar chart. So there it is, our first bar chart. We know in the business faculty, there are more than 300 students. In the sociology department, there are, a little over 150. So far, so good. Now we want to change the order of the bars based on actually how many students go to that. And we can use that using the fct_infrac function. So if we wrap that around our faculty variable, it will already sort the faculty variable based on the number of students in it. Right, so let's do that. And we see it changes the order here on the bottom right-hand corner. Now, there are infinite possibilities in terms of customizing this graph. We could change anything here in this graph, but we're going to go slow and easy. We're just going to go ahead and actually change the color of the bars and the width of the bars, right? You can do that within the geom bar argument, right? So within the parentheses, you say fill equals, and then you can put a color here. I'm going to choose light green. There are many other colors. You can look up online. There's a huge palette of colors that R has. You can choose any palette you want. You just have to look up the name of it. We divide it by a comma and then determine width equals 0.8, so a little narrower. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, already a little better, right? Well, actually, it's not bad, but it doesn't look too nice yet, right? It doesn't have a title or a caption, any description. It's hard to understand for anyone that just looks at that, what we're trying to communicate here. So let's add some light formatting. We're going to actually add labels, a title, a subtitle, and a caption. You can do that by adding a labs function here, and within it we define a title, and comma, subtitle, and caption, and then we can call it whatever we want to enclosed in quotation marks, right? So let's run that. And here we have our first bar chart.